there, welcome to another episode of Sage Studio. I'm your host, Tiffiny Webster, and today we are talking back to school for high school students with our brand new high school assistant principal, a new role for her this year. Welcome, Kate Bayless, to the show. Welcome, Kate.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be in the new role and excited for the new school year.
We are excited to have you in that role. You are going to be great as the assistant principal in high school. For those of our listeners who aren't familiar with you, just share a little bit about your story and how long you've been working here at Sage Oak.
I think this is my 8th year here at Sage Oak. I started as an education advisor and then have been the high school coordinator for the last few years. And I'm excited to join our admin team as a second assistant principal this year. We have such a great team supporting our students and our staff. I'm so really excited about what we'll be able to offer this year.
And speaking of the student body is growing. So tell me a little bit about how many students we have this year, and then just tell our listeners a little bit about the high school program and what it works.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are a high school program serving grades 9 through 12. We're a non-classroom based independent study charter school. So students are mainly working at home, either online or at different community providers in their area to take classes. And we really work with students and their families to personalize their education journey. So figure out what their strengths are, what their passions are, what their goals are after high school, and then really craft a plan through high school to help them meet their graduation requirements, but do it in a way that's going to prepare them for college, career, whatever comes after high school for them. And yes, our numbers are growing. I want to say we're coming up on 1,000 for just our high school program. We've seen incredible growth over the years. And obviously we must be doing something right because people seem to enjoy what we're offering.
Oh, I absolutely know that is true because as I talk to students on the podcast or parents and even some of the teachers that are involved, the program is just such an excellent program. It continues to evolve and grow. And I think everyone just really loves the balance between being able to meet those college requirements and prepare for different careers, but also have that personalization along the way. It makes their education process just so meaningful. So you guys do a great job. And I'm excited to hear about what is new this year. So tell me about some of the programs. What's changing or what's growing or evolving? Tell us a little bit about what's new.
Yeah, every year as we're growing, we bring in some new staff members. So we're growing by about 6 new education advisors.
Okay.
So that will help with our population growth and coverage. And when those teachers come in, they are all single subject credentialed teachers. So then what we offer can grow as well. So we're offering a number of new classes this year. In English, we're going to offer a new English elective course for English credit called Gothic Literature.
Oh, cool.
It's been a course that we've offered through eDynamics in the past, and it's been really popular. So now students are going to be able to take it with live instruction and actually earn English credit for that. So that's exciting. In our science department, we're growing to be able to offer physics, which is a more advanced science course that we haven't offered in-house before. So we're looking forward to being able to do that. And then also bringing back environmental science. That was a favorite that we had a few years ago. And we took it away for a few years, but we're bringing it back this year. It really blends both physical science and life science concepts for students that are really interested in learning more about the environment.
Awesome.
Let me think. Some other art and VAPA classes are just expanding as well. We're going to be offering photography, a street art class, a music appreciation, and then also a film studies. VAPA has been one of the areas where students often go to other community providers, maybe for classes. And so we're really excited to be able to offer more options in-house. And especially we have a subset of students who want VAPA credit, but don't actually want to do art or music. They just don't feel like that's their gift. And so some of these options, the music appreciation and also the film studies, will allow students to get that VAPA credit without having to pick up a paintbrush, without having to play an instrument. So they can still get that credit with, even if they don't feel like they have the skills to maybe produce art or music in the way that some other students would.
Yeah, again, I think that really speaks to that personalization piece, finding ways to meet the students where they are and fulfill the needs that they have for the path that they're on. So it's great. Continue to add options for all students. So I love that. How about some of the social programs this year? Because I know our high schoolers, they love all of the activities that are taking place outside of the academics. So tell us a little bit about like socials or ASB. What's going on there?
Yeah, we're really excited. This year, we're kind of launching our ASB leadership program. We have a new ASB coordinator, Danny Levin, who's been an EA for many years. So he's taking on that role and really reshaping it for a more in-depth, fuller program. So we have a twice-a-week class for ASB leadership. And those students really play a key role in planning and implementing a lot of our events. So they plan our high school hangouts. They participate in planning our prom and our homecoming. They work on developing our yearbook. And so it'll have a little bit more structure. And it's also going to be an A to G class this year. So in the past, it's just been a club. And so we're excited that now students that really step into that leadership role will be able to get A to G elective credit for that course as well. And so they'll be planning a bunch of events, a bunch of hangouts throughout the year for students who want to get together in person. Will be able to enjoy those.
Yeah, that is really important because I know a lot of the students that do participate in ASB, they tend to be those go-getters. They have those leadership skills and they're looking to acquire more of those leadership skills. So I think this is going to be a great move to turn that into a class for them that they can earn some credit for. Let's touch on clubs a little bit. Tell us how clubs are going to work this year.
Yeah, so our clubs are always student run. So each year they change a little bit based on our student population about what we're going to be able to offer. But we usually have about 20 or so clubs, everything from just student interest in music or drawing or anime or gaming to more career specific ones. So we have a child development club, we have a sports medicine club, and those ones are more connected to the CT pathways in supporting students with kind of career opportunities and field trip opportunities related to that particular field. And the great thing is we're always open to new clubs. So as students come in, this new group of students for this year, if they have a passion for an area that we don't already have, there's a form that they can fill out to suggest a club if they want to find other students that are interested in that same topic, get them together. They usually meet online on Zoom, but it's a great way for students to connect, even if they can't come in person, find other students with similar interest and really spend some time kind of digging into that topic. So we're excited to see what's going to be available for this year.
So good. And clubs, unlike classes, are more social. They're just for fun. They're not for credit. Is that right?
Yeah, correct. So they usually meet once a month, some meet weekly, and students can participate as much or as little as they want. So some students are always there, they're always meeting, and it's a great chance to get to know other students, especially if you're new to Say Joke. But if you can only come occasionally or you decide it's not a right fit for you, that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. And I know that a lot of these students, they make these friendships in the clubs and then they start to see each other in their classes. And then they love meeting up in person as well for some of the hangouts and field trips and other things like that. But with that in mind, let's talk about field trips for a second. Those are always pretty popular. What do you have in mind for field trips this year and opportunities for students to be live and in person together?
Yeah, we were just looking at our schedule, so I'm super excited. We offer a lot of career-focused field trips. So some of those are connected to our CTE pathways. I know that we're doing a tour of the UCI Medical Research Lab that our sports medicine students will be going to. We're doing a fun pressed flower workshop for our art classes. We're looking to set up a forensic science crime lab tour. That's not connected to a CT pathway, but we offer forensic science, and that's always a really popular class. So exciting to see how that actually plays out in an actual career. And then some other ones like a sports medicine, they go down to a Clippers game and get to meet with their trainers and hands on what they're actually doing. So those are our career focused ones. And then we have those high school hangouts that ASB will put on that are a little bit more just fun hangout times at Dave and Buster's or the beach. And then our AVID program is going to be focusing on our college tours. They will be launching college tours at UCs, CSUs, community colleges, private schools for students to really get their feet on a campus. That's such a great way to get to a sense of a college, see if you can see yourself there. Even if you don't end up at that particular school, you start to learn what you like, what you don't like, what feels like it could be a fit for you. And so those will be open to all students, but run through our AVID program this year. And those schedules will be coming out. They'll be in our family newsletter. They'll be on the high school website, and they're open for all high school students to join.
So good. Really, some really great, solid opportunities for students this year to just take what they're learning and allow them to experience that in real life through these field trips or through these college campus tours. And speaking of that, I know that there's been some more developments with like career pathways or with college pathways and partnerships. So tell us a little bit about some of those opportunities that students are having as well.
Yeah, we're really looking to build out Say Joke as a career-connected school. How are we taking kids through high school and really setting them up and preparing them for what's next? So a few different ways that we're doing that. We have our CTE program, Career Technical Education. So we have child development, sports medicine, computer science, visual art, and animation, and then entrepreneurship. So this year, we're expanding our entrepreneurship pathway to add entrepreneurship to, so that students will be able to complete that pathway within Sage Oak, and just building out those programs a little bit more so that they're a little bit more robust. We've also developed a couple new partnerships. So we have our Crafton Hills College Partnership, where students can take concurrent enrollment classes with Crafton Hills. And those classes are just for high school students. So we do a lot of dual enrollment, concurrent enrollment students can take classes, but these classes at Crafton are just other high school students. For parents or students that are maybe a little bit nervous about jumping into concurrent enrollment, they're not sure about it, these sections, again, will just have other high school students, and they tend to be a little bit smaller. So each semester we will offer between 4 to 6 classes with Crafton College that students can choose from, in addition to classes at other community colleges as well. But those are really a nice little stepping stone for students that are new to concurrent enrollment, just looking to dip their toe. Those are a good option.
Yeah, for sure. And those are all virtual. So students throughout Southern California can jump online and take those classes.
Correct. So wherever you live, if you're in San Diego, if you're in Ventura, you could still enroll in those crafting classes, take them online, and then earn that high school credit and that college credit at the same time.
Wow.
So really exciting.
Yeah, so good. It's such a good way to go. And I know that a lot of students have benefited from that because it gives them that little extra push when they graduate and they start their college. They're already a little bit ahead of the game, which is a great thing. And then also too, just the preparation of how do you take a college class and how do you stay on top of your assignments and manage your time, and when the expectations are different and the stakes are a little bit higher. So I noticed that students that have taken some of these classes are a little bit more prepared in that way. Have you seen that as well?
For sure. It offers so many benefits for students in terms of preparing them for that next step, giving them used to registering for classes, looking through the college catalog. All of those are skills that can be barriers for students who are looking to move into community college classes afterwards. So it's great to give them exposure with the help of their EA while they're still in high school for that.
Yeah. Okay. There are just so many different pathways for our high school students. There are so many different options for them. Of course, their EAs, their education advisors are a great resource, but I know our high school counselors are also a tremendous resource. And it doesn't surprise me that you're adding to the team because it's a lot to cover in order to individualize these pathways for students. So tell me a little bit about that expansion of the high school counselor team, and really tell us a little bit about how that counselor does play a role in helping students prepare for the next steps.
We are so excited to welcome in Mackenzie Akins. She's going to be our second high school counselor along with Coral Prendergast. And it's really just going to expand the support that we're going to be able to provide for students. Mackenzie is really going to focus on our higher academic achieving students. So focusing on our honors, our Page Gate students, those students that are looking to go to Ivy Leagues, definitely going to a 4-year school. She's going to really focus on supporting them and preparing them for that plan. Because we have 2 counselors now, students will be divided by the alphabet about who is their high school counselor.
Okay.
So they'll really get to know a particular high school counselor over their 4 years and have a contact that they'll be able to go to, get that support and encouragement along the way for, again, whatever they're doing after high school. We're really excited to have her join on the team.
Yeah, that's great. I think, again, it's just one of these really amazing resources to tap into while you're here at Sage Oak so that you can truly personalize your plan, truly personalize your pathway, and feel like you are prepared to meet all of the requirements and obligations and deadlines and all the things along the way. So great to have her on the team. Yeah. Okay, so with all that going on this year, what are some of the things that you're doing to support parents with this? All this information, knowing where to find things. What are some ways that parents can make sure that they're starting off this year really informed and prepared for all that you're offering?
Yeah, great question. So each week we're going to send out on Monday a high school family newsletter, and that will go to all parents and students. And so if they're not getting that, to reach out to their EA to make sure that they're on that list. And that will have an overview of what's coming up that week. Things that we're offering in-house, like field trips or hangouts, and then other opportunities in the area. Maybe it's for a webinar, maybe it's for a scholarship. And so that's really going to be the best place for information on a weekly basis.
Okay.
Our field trips and college tours will also be posted on the Sage Oak events website. So that'll be a good place to go sign up and get those resources. And then your EA should always have that information too. So if you're ever not sure about something, or you heard about something and not sure where to sign up, your EA will always be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay, so good. Hey, parents, if you are looking for some new information about what's going on in high school, that is a great way to plug in. And as always, if you're curious about enrollment information, if you're just starting to think about a high school option for your student, sageoak.education. That's the website. That's one of the best places to find the latest all about our enrollment information there. So good, Kate. I appreciate you coming on to the podcast today and sharing all of those updates with us. It sounds like 2025, 2026 is going to be a jam-packed school year.
We are looking forward to it, and we hope you can join us. Yeah.
All right. I love it. Thanks so much for all the information. We really appreciate it. Have a great school year.
Thanks so much.
All right. Good to see you. See you on the next one.